Now, I've got a lot of emails and complaints that a lot of my videos are, I bash on women and stuff, and they're pretty much correct. I'm not bashing on chicks. I'm trying to help you out. This one is a man bashing video, and it's here to assist women in the selection of their next dating option or significant other by assisting them in identifying the creepy factor. Before we get started, I just want to put it out there, I have dyslexia, so if it's not spelled correctly, off. Rule of thumb is this: if they get 3 or more points in 1 to 3 dates, it's a creeper, not a keeper. Walk off the lot. No low tabbing a creeper. That's how you wind up in a shallow grave. Rule number 1: if he's too overbearing or intrusive, orders for you, insists on ordering for you, you will eat the crabs,
or I'll give them to you.
Insisting on driving, wants to know your personal business right from the go. Number 2, too much mama talk. A boy's best friend is his mother. He gets 1 mention of his mama in 1 to 3 dates, unless you ask him for further details. If he talks too much about his mama, he's a mama's boy, he's got mama issues, serial killer. Stay away. What are you gonna do? Out of touch dressing. Now, we are at 2013 at the time of this filming, and if he shows up dressed as 1960s or 70s, are those parachute pants? I call that out of era camouflage. It's to be avoided. Now, this one is so important, I put a star by it. I'm going to mention it on both boards. Smells. If he smells like booze, cigarettes, pot, or what I like to call them, the most important meal of the day. Too much cologne. BO, or an odd odor that you can't identify, like burnt meat or formaldehyde. If you can't identify the smell, that's the worst one. Or maybe it's just you. And then if you can detect the smell at 1 foot, 3 foot, 5 feet, and 10 foot intervals, it's bad. Olfactory assault. What are you gonna do? Number 5, over happy. If he's happy about everything you do and say, there's something wrong. Happy pills and booze? That might even explain the smell. If you look at 6, 7, and 9, they all feed off of each other. What is overeager? Overeager is like, he calls you and then you let it go to voicemail and he calls you like 6 more times. Surprise introduction to his mama. Rushed marriage talk. Too agreeable, okay? Now, he's being too agreeable because he wants to get you into the panel van. It's all desperation. Now face it, ladies. You guys can smell, see, taste desperation. You know what it is. A very good novel by Stephen King. Too defensive or guarded. He gets all pissed off about some random thing that you mentioned. Well, that reminds me of when I was in college. What are you saying, I didn't go to college? Because junior college is college, damn it. I actually went there. It's not really college. Number 10, gloomy and grumpy. If he's always upset or sad, so you're saying you bleed for 7 days every month? Good. You could be dealing with a bipolar situation.
Good.
Jumpy or paranoid. All right, hypothetical. Say you're in a bar and one of those hip-hop song comes on and there's gunshots in the background and he uses you as a human shield. And he's not high. That's called body bunkering. And that's not good. This is a big one here too. Over eye contact or lack of eye contact. He just stares at you like this all the time. Imagine that during sex. Yeah. Or lack of eye contact. Both are bad. Hand in placement. Now, if he takes your hand and puts it somewhere it's not supposed to be or you're not comfortable with, yeah. Creepy point. Shake the hand, not the titty. They shake on their own. If they're natural. Off-color discussion. Get off me, Grandma. I'm done. Well, that was good times. You should not be talking about how to dispose of a human body, proper burial depth of a human body, the dismemberment of an individual, how long it takes to bleed out from a cut. Need a beer. Any of those crazy wazoo conversations are a definite red flag, especially if the story ends with fat bitch barely fit in the trunk. Maybe she had parietis. Yeah. Stalking, trailing, anticipation stalking. For instance, he just happens to be somewhere you are a couple times a day. Now listen, if you're on Twitter, Facebook, and Foursquare all the time and always updating you where you are, and you're really expecting people to not come and kill you, you You might have it coming. It's probably not a coincidence. I'm just saying. Ex-girlfriend, ex-wife talk. If it comes up more than 3 times in one sitting, it's an obsession. Yeah. Owns toys, and he has no children. And he's not a collector. I know guys that collect toys, they have rooms full of them. They sell them, and make a boatload of cash. Voodoo dolls, shrunken heads do not count as toys. That's automatic break contact criteria. Unless you want to be the next shrunken head. Personal space invasion. Typically, you're allowed 1 arm's length. Is this too close? Yes. Is it? Yes, it is. Too close. We talked about the creepy factors in general. Now we're going to talk about visual flags for creepy. The board right here. Looks. BC. The military calls birth control glasses, also known as rapist glasses. There's a reason they issue you this nasty frames. They don't want you to get no pussy. I'm just saying. Number 2, BLL. Beard of ludicrous length. Pedophile beards, typically the rule of thumb is 2 fingers. Only one rare exception, ZZ Top. Actually, I like them. Flasher trench coat. Do I need to go into that? Self-explanatory. Cold sores. Yeah. Cold sores. Suicide scars. Self-cutting scars. Not good. This means if he has girls' names tattooed, yeah. Do I need to go into detail about that one? Now, I'm going to have to bust myself on this one here. You know, I drive a cop car. I got a deal. What can I say? Or an ambulance or a hearse. The only good thing about a guy who drives a hearse, I don't know, there's already a dead body in the back. Bad hands, unless he's a mechanic. Like a club thumb, you know, meat pump, sausage fingers, or lunch lady hands, the gnarled up ones that hand you the nasty pizza. I didn't eat lunch at high school because there was a lady that served the food and she had this horrible like knuckles. And it wasn't her fault, there was a horrible arthritic and she'd hand you the food and you'd be like, you really walk right out the door and throw it in the trash. You couldn't eat it. No pride in appearance. Let's see, if he has a mullet and he's bald, not good. We usually call that a bullet because anyone who goes out on a date with you probably be begging for one. Meth mouth. Bad. Not using floss, he's not brushing, or he's on methamphetamines. All of which you don't need. Bad comb over. What can I say about that other than just go bald? Have him go bald. Shave it. Go Mr. Clean. You can probably pull it off a lot better than the comb over. Now I mentioned it on this board, now I'm mentioning it on this board. Smell. If you can smell them at 1, 3, 5, or 10 feet, they have a lack of pride, a lack of hygiene, and they're probably crazy. Yeah! Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'll show up in my birth control glasses, and I might be driving the panel van. You will eat the crabs, or I'll give them to you. God, that's terrible. Maybe she had parents. Holy shit, that's good. Yeah.